Welcome back, guys, to my YouTube channel. I am Baba, your host, and today we pick up from where we left off. Last time we discussed shadow work and we reviewed our previous lectures, and we went into more details about what we'd have spoken about before and the importance of shadow work. But now in this lecture, we'll be delving more into the hermetic principles, and we'll also be speaking about duality in more depth. So let us start off with two laws for this lecture. There are 7 hermetic principles, but this particular lecture we're going to do 2. The law of correspondence and the law of cause and effect. Now, the law of correspondence pretty much states, as above, so below, as within, so without. So it is speaking of the relationship between the microcosm and the macrocosm. So you as an entity within the universe also contains the universe within you, as you are contained within the universe, right? It makes reference to even the nature of the chakras, which is really the planets within self, right? Or the wandering stars, whatever you want to call them, planets or wandering stars within self. That is that, right? And then when you start to delve more into the nature of your consciousness, of your spirit, of your soul, then you'll really begin to see that there are many selves. You have a physical body, you have an etheric body, you have a causal body, you have leading up to an imprint of yourself within the stars, literally. And that is when you begin to see the idea of the oversoul and so on and so forth, or the God within self, right? So then this really teaches you that you can affect the world around you as much as the world around you can affect you. And not just the world, but the elements, the people, the animals. You can affect anything, right? And by mere will and thought, it can happen. There was a quote that once said that a single thought can affect a star millions of miles or light years away, rather. So, one fundamental principle that you need to understand is this: you are here as a human entity having a spiritual experience, and within that, there is a higher power to your consciousness than what you know. And that is really what becoming spiritual is all about. That is what this YouTube channel is all about. It is about you knowing thyself. It is about you understanding how this universe works and applying it to your life, so that you too may be able to transcend this, what is considered to be a physical reality, and understand the true power that lays dormant within your own soul. Anyhow, let us also speak about the law of cause and effect. People will often attribute this to the law of karma, but as you delve more and as you become more invested into the nature of self and of the universe, then you'll begin to understand that there is no such thing as karma. That is why it seems, or it appears, that the wicked, they are never punished for what they do, no matter how, right? And that is why also when you live too good or too well, you'll die young. So the idea of cause and effect is common sense, right? If you do X, expect Y. So I was reading the other day and I saw this perfect example. If you say a spiritualist puts a curse on someone and that person dies. There's no true karma that happens there. Where the karma comes in is if he goes and speaks about it. And then somebody hears that, oh, you killed his friend, and then, that's the nature of cause and effect. It is common sense, right? Which is why even when you start to delve into magic and these nature of things, you'll begin to understand that a main principle, even when you're aspiring towards goals, don't speak about it, right? Because the energy of things outside yourself can affect what you are working on. Keep whatever you are doing a secret, right? And just to quickly wrap up this lecture, you need to understand that a major part of this journey is actually unlearning everything that you have been taught, because all of it is conditioning you only to survive in this physical reality, which in turn just destroys your spirit and your soul. You must unlearn to relearn. Most people that have a spiritual awakening would have experienced something, such as some form of suffering, whether emotional or otherwise, that would have led them to understand that all they really have in this world is themselves. No matter if you have family, friends, whatever, they are walking in their own universes and their own paths, but you are walking by yourself. And as such, you must focus on thyself. Everything that you have been taught to fear, whether it's the occult, whether it's the practice of magic, and everything that you have been taught to fear, that is where you need to look for knowledge. That is where, because the fear is conditioning you to not seek to know yourself, to not seek truth. And that is why even in the present condition of our world, you see so many being deceived, because for the entirety of their lives, they have only lived in one realm of their existence. They haven't learned to think for themselves. They haven't learned to seek for themselves. They have only accepted what has been taught to them from a child, from ignorant people who know nothing except how to basically survive physicality. When you reach a level of spirituality, you're not truly concerned about spiritual physicality, because at that point then you can see the truth and you will understand that that is nothing to fear. Right? All these things that we've been taught to fear are natural transitions of life. We were dead in the unseen to be reborn in the seen world. And we will die here to be reborn, and the cycle continues, because it's not the first that any one of us have lived, whether on this earth or another. So I will leave that with you. Remember, guys, that the link to my book is in the description, Becoming Spiritual, a comprehensive guide to finding yourself. Really an underrated book at this point, because I don't see people really writing on how to really give someone a blueprint as to how to find themselves. But we will continue here for our next discussion and our next lecture. Thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely subscribe and hit the notification icon so that you can definitely keep abreast as to what's happening. So take care until we speak again.